Hey guys, Jogan here with Crave Crew, and today I'm going to be talking about Mortal Kombat. Now, as far as fighting games go, Mortal Kombat has always been my favorite, and the newest addition to the series does not disappoint. The new Mortal Kombat game goes back to the classic fighting style in a 2D arena, as opposed to the 3D arena used in previous games, such as Mortal Kombat Armageddon. This takes away the ability to have death traps on different stages. This I see as both good and bad. Death traps are always fun to use and are usually pretty gruesome, but they also allow for a quick end to the fight, which is not really what a fighting game should be about. Another regression is found in the fatality system. Armageddon introduced a new fatality system called Create a Fatality, which involved using different button combinations. Most of them were similar to what you'd use to perform a special attack, to perform steps to a fatality. For each move, you had a time limit, and then as you added more and more moves, the time limit got shorter and shorter, until you had only 1 or 2 seconds to put in a button combination. This system, was pretty cool at first, being able to make your own fatality, but it got annoying real quick. Also, I, as a big Mortal Kombat fan, was disappointed about not seeing any character-specific fatalities using their special abilities. So, this new game dropped that new system completely and went back to the old ways of fatalities. 1. Semi-complicated button combinations. Your character will perform a gruesome fatality using his special abilities. Now, some of the newly designed fatalities are awesome, while all the classic ones are just simply that. They're just classic. You can't go wrong with them. But some of the fatalities, however, are pretty weak compared to ones from earlier games, such as Sub-Zero's first fatality, which I personally think is just boring. Now, this new game has several new additions for the entire Mortal Kombat series. These additions are mainly Babalities, Tag Team Fighting, and X-Ray attacks. Babalities are an interesting twist on fatalities, to say the least. Babalities involve turning your opponent into a baby. Then, as a baby, they try to do something, maybe an attack with their special abilities, and you end up hurting themselves and just sitting on the ground crying their eyes out. I thought it was funny and very creative twist coming from Mortal Kombat developers. Tag Team Fighting. Now, Tag Team Fighting is another fun addition. This allows one person to control 2 characters, and using both characters, you can use special assist and team attacks. When playing with a friend, it also allows 2 players to be on the same team, fighting against the CPU. This is a very good addition for multiplayer because, when I'm playing with my friends, I don't always want to fight against them. I like to be on the same team every once in a while. So I thought that was a very good addition to the multiplayer of the game. X-ray attacks, a new idea brought to life by the developers that allow the player to shift the momentum in the fight with one single move. X-ray attacks are devastating attacks that slow down time and actually show the internal damage being done by the attack. Now, as awesome as these attacks may be, again, some of them are pretty weak, especially Scorpion. Now, Scorpion is one of the series' most famous characters, if not the most famous. And his X-ray attack is probably the worst in the game. He doesn't use any of his weapons, none of his special abilities, and it's just disappointing seeing it from him. Now to the story. The story continues from the opening cinematic of Armageddon, which I was not expecting at all. So Armageddon begins with all the Mortal Kombat characters battling to the top of a pyramid to fight a guy named Blaze and absorb his power. So this new game starts with a battle between Raiden and Shao Kahn at the top of that same pyramid. As Raiden is close to death, he sends a message back in time to himself during the time of the first Mortal Kombat game. And from that point on, the story continues to play through the events of, I believe it's the first 3 Mortal Kombat games, with little twists and turns to make it different. Now, the story mode, unlike past several games, is still only the classic fighting style, which is awesome. They started getting away from that in I believe, 3 or 4 games ago, and the game just lost a little what made it Mortal Kombat. Now, the flow of the story mode is almost seamless. Cutscenes go straight into the fights, and the fights go straight into the next cutscene. The only drawback is you can't skip the cutscenes until after you've beaten the entire story once. So say you get to a fight and you gotta go do something, so you quit. It saves the fight you're at, but the next time you go to play the story, you have to watch the entire cutscene before that fight. Now some of the cutscenes can get pretty lengthy, so that's a little annoying. Also, we got a lot of DLC coming. We got Scarlet and Kenshi, who have already been released. Wayne, who's going to be released in a couple of weeks on July 19th, I believe it was. And then you got the 4th mystery fighter. I hope the downloads aren't going to stop there. It'd be nice to see maybe 1 or 2 more characters come back. Plus, they also got all the classic costumes that are pretty cool. And I'm a big fan of the classic ones, so I'd like to see some more classics. But the new ones are also pretty sick. Overall, this is a great fighting game and a great addition to the Mortal Kombat series, and I can't wait for more. So, this game receives a 9 out of 10, or on our scale, worth the $60. Stay tuned for more reviews coming from the guys at Crave Crew on the most recent video games and movies. This is Jogan, out.